NRS, please delay this game. Now, no, I know this is a stress test, but there's a lot of things in this stress test that's just unacceptable, and this game is coming out 3 months later. Also, to put in perspective, unless they announce an open beta for the game, to get into the next beta, you have to pre-order to get into the beta. I like this game a lot. This game has so much promise to it, so much potential. It could probably be one of the biggest fighting games in the next upcoming years. But they gotta fix a little of these issues and these problems for my personal taste. That being said, enough of the intro. Welcome to my Mortal Kombat 1 stress test review. I'm gonna break down the gameplay, what I love, what I hate, and what's just freaking ugly, bruh. Let's get it. First things first, turning on the Mortal Kombat 1 stress test is pretty beautiful. You are welcomed by this wonderful screen where you see the dragon in the background and a lot of leaves looking pretty autumn-like tone. It gives you very comfortable vibes. I love it 100%. Is that a lot of fighting games, a lot of video games that struggle with this, should work on this, is making ease of access to find how to play the game. On the menu on the left side, you have casual, and then you have, towers. Easy to get into games, and that is pretty good. My favorite thing about MK1, and a lot of fighting games are getting better at this as well, is that rematch is pretty fast. You ain't gotta go through all that other stuff, and you can skip through the intros. Pretty dope for NRS games. I love that a lot. Just hit the button, run the set. But the coolest thing about Mortal Kombat 1 is the combos in this game. The combos in MK1 are so beautiful. Yes, so beautiful. It's so good. It's so gas to me. Some people will probably ask me at this point, is MK1 better than MK11 so far? Yes and no, and I'll explain why. Combo system in the game is very complementary to the Kameo fighters in the game. If you didn't know, this is an assist-based fighting game. It's not a tag game. So keep in mind, it is not going to be no Marvel vs. Capcom or anything of that nature. However, the Kameo fighters work very similar to how assists work in BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Let's use Kano for example. First of all, Kano has a Kano ball that is forward in R1. You can also delay or cancel it, where if you want to delay it, you hold forward in R1 and you hit R2 to cancel the Kano ball. Kano also has a projectile assist, which is back R1 called Knife Toss. It's pretty good when characters don't have any projectiles or forward advancing moves to help them get in on opponents. And then his big move, his big assist, is his eye laser, which is neutral R1. This is very similar to BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. If you've been on this channel, you know that's probably one of my favorite fighting games because of how assist and a tag function works. So think of MK1 as like not a tag fighter, but the properties of assist from BB Tag meets Mortal Kombat, if you understand that. And if you play that game at a decent enough level, you know how dope assists are in that game. But at least Mortal Kombat 1, they do a good job at making the Kameo fighter feel a part of the fight more than just being used as just a utility. They have personality. You could do Kameo fatalities, which I won't show because of YouTube. Your Kameo assist will be a part or the beginning of your fatal blow, which is also pretty dope. I want to see how more characters work, how they even design this to be for every character. That seems like a big task right there. But that's the good part of the review. Let's get to the garbage part of the game. I cannot stand the movement in Mortal Kombat 1. I might even argue it's better than MK11 and in some ways not. I might even argue MK11 is better than MK1 here. The movement in MK1 is just super stiff. It's weird. It doesn't even feel like very Mortal Kombat-esque. It feels like a fucked up fusion between Injustice and Mortal Kombat 9. I don't know. I can't really describe it. I just know it feels very stiff and it just doesn't feel good to play. Also, I noticed a lot of people playing MK1 on this controller. Y'all know I just made a whole video about this controller. Playing MK1 on this controller is garbage. Sometimes, Lord Jesus, I can't stand playing on this controller. I thought it was going to get better once I switched to Victrix Pro. This controller is like $100 and this has been the controller I've been playing Street Fighter 6 with and I love it with. The next biggest issue is the input interpreter in this game sucks. It is no reason why it should suck here. Simply because there's not even motion inputs in the game. You just hit down and a button. If you do it too fast, right, you get some complete different move. I know a lot of times when I was playing this game, and maybe it was just me, but on the PS5 controller, if I wanted to do Ice Clone, for some reason, I would get dive kick or vice versa. Felt very inconsistent. I don't like the inputs in the game, and the way that works just hurts the experience overall sometimes. When you know you did something and it just doesn't come out. Yeah, I don't know. They gonna have to fix that. The next thing is something that's been in Mortal Kombat for the past couple of years. I still don't agree with how they do it. The way they do grabs in Mortal Kombat NRS, please change it. Please let me put tech on the button of grab. And this is the part of the video where I know a lot of people are going to be like, but it's a stress test though. It's a stress test. But this stress test has been one of the worst stress test experiences I've ever had in a fighting game, period. So, number one, there's been a lot of reports of just fighting people. Like me and my homie play, and we always have a solid connection with each other. Probably one of the best connections, around at least 20 ping in a lot of situations when we play games together. And in MK1, matches will just end.
Like this man, oh my freaking gosh. Stress of the mess.
They would just end at the worst time, and it just sours the experience of playing the game. Imagine if that happens in the full game and it is not fixed before September. You're gonna be mad if that happened on rank, right? You win it and then they just disconnect. Also, some of the connections in the game, and yes, I've been wired most of the beta. On Wi-Fi, it is 10 times worse. On Wired, I fought some of the worst connections I've ever had in the game. I'll throw up the gameplay right as we're looking at it. People are rollbacking, people are moving back and forth, and it just ain't a good experience altogether. To be NRS, a company that fixed MKX's netcode, to get into this is kind of unbearable for a stress test. And that's even crazy. It's not like everybody got in the stress test. So this is kind of like a closed beta, right? And think about if they do an open beta and it still don't work, that's gonna even look worse for y'all. Which is why I'm pushing like, hey, NRS, if you don't think you could do it, they probably gonna fix it later, but I want this to be good on launch. You know, just delay it to November. November ain't gonna hurt. I mean, I know y'all probably can't delay the game because y'all have time restraints and other things, but I feel like that would be for the best to fix some of these quality of life issues and take feedback back. That's how I feel. I will say when the netcode does work, it is pretty solid. It is pretty good. MK1 is honestly so close to being a next best Mortal Kombat game. Also, I'm so tired of Sub-Zero. I'm like actually tired of fighting Sub-Zero. I fought so many Sub-Zeros. I don't want to fight him no more. I think I fought day one 82 Sub-Zeros. I was counting how many Sub-Zeros I fought. And Sub-Zero is very good again. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to call him brain dead. I was thinking it. We talk about that another day. It's your Avataryaya. Follow me on Twitter at Avataryaya_. Join the Discord in the description down below to get all updates on content. I'm going to let you know when it's time for me to go. And remember, you guys are golden, and that is raw. Squalor, peace, and I'm out.